guys, this is Shannon from Skip to My Life. On today's episode, you can come with me as I clean and decorate with the final touches for fall of this year. Now, if you need a little inspiration and motivation to declutter and clean your home, this episode is for you. Let's get going. If you love to live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget, I am here for you at Skip to My Life. Today we'll be decluttering several projects in my home that I just have not had time to get to. And the first is this under sink bathroom cabinet in my guest bath. Now, I just could not seem to keep this area clean, and I finally figured out why. It's because I've put things in this area that are very inconvenient for me to use there. And so I decided to switch things up to make it easier for me to maintain and keep this area organized. I have been using this cabinet above the toilet for towels and extra paper rolls. Now, this would be the perfect area for my little pharmacy that I keep under the sink. So I'm going to be switching these two. And perhaps there's a space like this in your home that you just can't seem to keep decluttered and organized. Step back from it for a little while and think about how you use it. If you've been watching Skip to My Life for a while, you know how much I love using shelf paper. It's just so much easier to take out and clean and put back than it is to get in there and scrub the floor of these cabinets. Now, in my old system, I always felt like I was shoving those towels into the cabinet. There was never any extra room, and it just was so cramped feeling. Now I feel like the area is spacious. I have much more than I need, and it just makes more sense with how I use this bathroom. The container I'm holding my hand towels in used to be an old salad container from the grocery store. So I want to encourage you, you do not have to go out and spend a lot of money on organizing containers. Just look around your house and see what you already have. Since we're talking about containers, these were some really nice, affordable containers from Target. Each grouping costs $2. Depending on the size, you will get more or less. I also found a white shoebox, and I am using that for some of my larger, bulkier items. Now, sometimes the process of organizing a new space takes a little while to think about how you actually use it, what are your most used items, and how you can make things most convenient. So don't be afraid to give yourself a couple days to refigure this until it's exactly how you like it. Now it's time to take out my trusty label maker and get everything labeled so it's so easy to find. Once I had this system in place, it was so much simpler to eliminate things that were out of date or that I didn't need because I could clearly see everything that was in here. When we first moved to this home almost 2 years ago now, I really wasn't sure how much I would be having guests, especially my adult children, stay with us. So I reconfigured this bathroom according to how we're really using it, not how I thought we'd use it when we first moved in. And I just want to encourage you, give yourself grace to reinvent your space as your needs change. Now I'm going to go ahead and take down that shower curtain, which I haven't done in probably 3 or 4 months, and throw that in the wash. It gives me a really good time to give this shower and tub an overall cleaning. And once I have finished washing that shower curtain and liner just already attached to each other, I'm going to hang them up to dry, and a lot of those wrinkles will just come out naturally. I always love to tackle these kinds of projects just before the holiday season. And for my living room, I wanted to thoroughly go through our family's books and donate some of them to the little free library down the street. Now, if you have one of these in your neighborhood, please comment below and let me know. We just love using ours, and I just took my time and went through all my books. I made a stack of books that I had read and wanted to keep, and then a stack of books that I have not yet read, and I still want to get to this fall and winter. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll recognize this china hutch. It was my mom's, and I totally redid it during the stay-at-home orders last year. But it has gotten cluttered with all kinds of different miscellaneous drinkware and plates. And some of these plates that I used from Dollar Tree had gotten scratched. So I really wasn't interested in keeping all of that. During all the back to school sales, I spied these plastic plates at Target. Now these are 50 cents a piece. You just can't beat that. And they're really meant for dorm and apartment use. But I decided I was gonna go ahead and incorporate these into my new clean look for fall. I'm planning to use these new plastic pieces instead of paper plates and bowls, and I'm still keeping some of those ceramics for things that are a little bit nicer or I just want a heavier feel. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing to fix up my backyard for fall and get it ready for the cooler months. And some of you know about this potting bench that my husband and I put together. I'm going to link the video to that below. But it is time to weatherproof all of that. And since it's an open unit, I have to be really careful what I store here. So I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks that I use, just really simple for those of you who have a small backyard garden. So now I've emptied most of the things in my bins and containers, and what I'm going to do next is make sure I've really thoroughly washed everything out so that it's clean to put away, and also eliminate anything that's just worn out and needs to be discarded or donated. But tools like these ones really need to be rinsed and then probably stored somewhere, either in a container, covered container, or in our shed. So that's what I'm going to do next. So you may know my long-haired dachshund Franklin, who thinks that whenever I'm in the backyard, my sole job is to throw tennis balls for him. So I thought I'd just tell you my review of some of the common Dollar Tree items that I started with in the spring, in case you are a Dollar Tree fanaticist like I am and you like to try out their garden things. These little plant markers. Now these I think come 10 to a pack. They're an exceptional value. The only thing I will tell you about these, I have not had good success writing on them with a Sharpie, but I do have great success. Let's see if I can find one. When I just make a little label and stick it on, that seems to stay on. But whenever I try to write on these, maybe I'm not using the right tool, it just washes right off. But these are wonderful, and I get them every year. I'm probably good for a while because they just last forever. I'm really excited about these. These came probably 20 in a pack, and they came both in the large size and the small size. I will tell you, I wasn't real happy with these. I used these on trellises and training vines, and they were okay, but they just, as you can see by this one, they just didn't really last very well. I ended up throwing out at least half of them because they no longer worked. So I'm not going to be buying those next year. I use this a lot, flexible tie. It gives you 16.5 feet of this, and I love this stuff. I use it all the time to train vines and things on trellises and things like my morning glories or sunflowers, and it has a little wire inside, but it's coated with this green material, so it's really easy to use, really easy to cut, and you cannot see it. So if you are trying to plan out your garden for next year and you're looking at Dollar Tree things, whoops, this is a winner. As I was cleaning out all my pots and getting ready for colder months, I was able to add a lot to our new composting bin. And then before I put everything back, I gave the potting bench table a really thorough scrubbing and cleaning, and I probably do need to put a new coat of paint over this before the winter months. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to let me know by clicking like. And here is my little frenemy, my lizard friend. At the beginning of the summer, he was a lot thinner. He has gotten pretty big, and he used to scare me to death, I'm not gonna lie. But I have learned to make friends with him because he eats mosquitoes. So I want less mosquitoes in my life. I don't know about you all. So I feel so inspired with my new clean and organized potting bench. All the pots on the bottom shelf are cleaned and ready to go. All my bird feeders and supplies are ready to use for the fall. And I added some simple fall decor. And this is what fall is all about, having coffee with my husband by the fire pit. Thanks so much for coming along on today's episode. And don't forget to let me know below your favorite ideas from today's episode. Until next time, I sure hope you remember, today is not the end of your story. So keep showing up. Until next time, this is Shannon from Skip to My Life.